You're standing at the base of a hill. Above you, stone walls rise into the clouds, and you have no idea how impossible it is to reach the top alive. For 600 years, kings built their fortresses this way. Not for the view, not for the fresh air, for your death if you dared to climb. Here's the secret nobody tells you. A hill wasn't decoration. It was a weapon.
Think about gravity. Now think about war. Every rock, every arrow, every drop of boiling oil falls faster and hits harder from above. Defenders standing on a hilltop didn't need to aim well. They just needed to let go. And climbing that hill, it drained you before the fight even started. Soldiers reached the top exhausted, out of breath, easy to cut down. The hill did half the killing before a single sword was drawn. But there's more. Hills gave castles something even more valuable than height: sightlines. From up there, guards could spot an approaching army from miles away. No surprise attacks, no ambushes, just time. Time to prepare, time to close the gates, time to survive. In 1066, William the Conqueror understood this instantly. His army swept across England, building Motte and Bailey castles, quick wooden fortresses stacked on top of raised earth mounds. Not because it was easy. It was brutally hard work. But height meant control. Control meant conquest. Over a century later, Richard the Lionheart took the idea even further. In 1196, he built Chateau Gaillard, perched on a cliff above the Seine River in France. He called it his saucy castle. Engineers said it was nearly unbeatable. Steep limestone cliffs on 3 sides, a single narrow approach on the 4th. Attackers had nowhere to hide, nowhere to build siege towers, nowhere to dig tunnels underneath the walls. And that's the piece most people miss. Hills didn't just help archers. They stopped tunneling. Siege engineers loved digging underneath flat ground walls, collapsing the foundation from below. Solid rock hills made that nearly impossible. Even the strongest armies in Europe avoided castles like this, not because they lacked the men, because the ground itself, the incline, the exhaustion, the stone, was undefeatable. They simply couldn't win against a hill. So the next time you see a castle towering over a hillside, forget the postcard version, forget the fairy tale. That hill was calculated. Every slope, every cliff, every impossible climb was a silent soldier, killing invaders before they even reached the gate. You didn't just see a castle on a hill. You saw one of the deadliest pieces of engineering the medieval world ever built.